The United Nations General Assembly has designated October 13th as the International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction or World Calamity Control Day to promote a global culture of disaster risk reduction. The International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction was started in 1989 after a call by the United Nations General Assembly for a day to promote a global culture of risk awareness and disaster reduction. Keeping with the day's focus on the impact that disasters have on people's lives and well-being, this year's theme is about conveying the message that many disasters can be avoided or prevented if there are disaster risk reduction strategies in place to manage and reduce existing levels of risk and to avoid the creation of new risk. What that amounts to is good disaster risk governance. The relevance of the World Calamity Control Day 2020 is an opportunity to acknowledge the progress being made towards reducing disaster risk and losses in lives, livelihoods and health in line with the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction 2015 to 2030, adopted at the 3rd UN World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction in Japan in March 2015. The 2020 target is to substantially increase the number of countries with national and local disaster risk reduction strategies by 2020, which lays the foundation for the implementation of Sendai Framework and is closely linked with Priority for Action 2, which is strengthening disaster risk governance to manage disaster risks. Awareness, education, preparedness, and prediction and warning systems can reduce the disruptive impacts of a natural disaster on communities. Mitigation measures such as adoption of zoning, land use practices, and building codes are needed to prevent or reduce the actual damage from hazards. Avoiding development in landslide and flood-prone areas through planning and zoning ordinances may save money in construction and reduce the loss of life and damage to property and natural resources. Post-disaster studies continue to confirm the fundamental fact that community investment in mitigation pays direct dividends when a disaster occurs.